The sequel, if we get the sequel, that's going to be a beautiful movie. I'm happy with the way this looks, but we just didn't have time to do it exactly. Well, I love like Ridley Scott, directors of that nature, Tony Scott, his brother. And so, and I love a lot of long lenses and multi cameras. So, I'm very hands-on and very controlling in the cinematography and the look of the film.
Hi, Michael.
Hi, Jana. Nice to
Nice,
meet you.
nice to meet you too. Thank you so much for your time. And I spoke to Oksana, and then I was like, it's a lot going on, but in a good way. But I love it. I was like, oh my God, so much to talk about. So
Okay, great. Yeah.
we're reunited with her, and I was like, work with her again and talk a little bit about creating this story.
The story together. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I conceived of the story and then I approached her with it and then we created it together because I've always wanted to do James Bond films, right? And as I get older, I start to realize I might not get a chance to do them. So I decided to create my own character. Yeah, to me, the Bond women are more exciting than the James Bond themselves. And Oksana is the quintessential Bond woman. She's Ukrainian. She's 6 foot tall, right? So she's perfect. So knowing that, I created my own character. I wanted someone who's kind of out there saving the innocent and fighting against corruption, but she's also an anti-hero. So with putting these ideas together, we came up with Dominique, and a woman who travels throughout Latin America, meeting different people and trying to help them. People who So like but the original script was called Rise of the Phoenix. It wasn't Dominique. It was a much bigger film, and it was about a mysterious woman who works in a church kitchen, and she and she befriends this little boy whose sister's kidnapped by human traffickers, and so she decides to go help this little boy find the sister, and you realize she's an assassin, and this all set in Latin America, and there's this strange gringo there, right? So we tried to raise the financing for that particular movie, and it was just too big. Lots of locations, a lot of big action. So I came up with the idea of what can I do to introduce Dominique to the world, right? And so I came up with this story, how she first lands in Latin America, in Colombia, and she meets this family, and the corrupt police that are trying to kill them, and it's kind of it evolved from there. So basically, there's two stories that have been written. One now that's been made, the small one, and then hopefully we'll get the big one made next.
I know that this movie is filming in Colombia,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm from Brazil, so maybe you
Yeah.
can take her to Brazil as well, because
Oh, there
there
you
is
go.
a lot of
Well,
like corruption there, a lot of like crazy
absolutely.
stuff happening. So
Yeah, for sure. I mean, originally it was actually set in Mexico.
okay.
But it just we got the financing from Colombia, and that was it. So, but yeah, I mean, we're actually talking about it maybe spinning it into a TV series too after I do the next movie, and it becomes a TV series. I'm just gonna have her wandering the countryside, different parts throughout Latin America. One movie will take place in this country, another movie will take place in Venezuela and Brazil, and it'll be cool. You know?
Yeah, it'll be cool. Be cool. There is a lot of like stories there too.
Yeah.
So let me ask you something. What was like the biggest challenge? Because you have a lot of like scenes, like there's fight scenes, there is the guns, there is the kids, there is everybody
Yeah.
there. Like, and how was like your biggest challenge?
The biggest challenge was getting these scenes done with the limited amount of time. When you do a movie like this, you kind of have to pick your battles. So, like certain scenes, like certain small dialogue scenes, like okay, we'll just spend 2 hours on that because I need to spend, 10 hours on this fight or on this. So my background I've done a lot of action, at least in my movies there is a lot of action, so I wasn't worried about that. To me that was going to come really easy. You know what I mean? To me that comes easy. The action, the choreography, the execution. I just need people to be on the same page as me and to move as fast as me, and so that's really what that's all about. But it's a there's a lot of big show centerpieces in this film. There's the first big fight on the street, then there's the big night battle, and then there's another battle at the end. So it's ambitious. I mean, I dare anyone to try and top it for that kind
Yeah.
of.
But I really enjoy watching it, and I was really impressed with especially, I don't know if it's gonna be a spoiler, but when the lady give birth on the bathroom, I was like, oh my God, that's so real.
Yeah.
Look at me, like
Spoiler.
detail. So,
But
but
it's okay. Yeah, I mean, it was a friend of mine, the producer on this movie. His wife actually gave birth in the hallway, and she was holding the baby, so that inspired that situation. And I was in the middle of writing it at that time, and I'm like, well, okay, during this battle, she's got to give birth, and that's when it's going to be. And yeah, I was really proud of that scene. And Maria, oh man, she did amazing. You know, we literally had a real baby there. We had a fake baby,
yeah, I can
real baby.
see. Yeah,
I didn't use any of the footage of the fake baby because she did so well with the real baby. We gave it to her, and and literally she takes the baby, and we're rolling. She takes the baby, she flips it and sticks it under her dress. I'm like, oh, roll, make sure we're rolling, go. So it's like she literally took a real live baby and flipped it and stuck it under her dress and then pulled it out. And I was like, so it was interesting. It was.
oh my, that mom, the babe's mom should be very courageous to
She
give
was
to
right
an
there. Yeah,
actress.
she was there. She was there. She was watching.
Oh my God. Another thing I was really like impressed was the cinematography. It's beautiful. You can see there's some like nuances, especially when Oksana appears on screen, when Sebastian is also on screen.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful. Beautiful. How was like the approach on that?
You know, I have a cinematography background, so I see things in pictures, you know, so it came very naturally. I did DP my second feature, and then this one was just too big and involved. So I found Jim Moore. He's a friend of mine. He's a DP, and so far he did my last two movies, The Russian Bride and this one. So we have the same vision. He sees my eye. He has my eye. And so he knows what I want, and he captures it, you know, quickly. He's fast like me. We're both guys who like, if you go to war, you want me and Jim in the trenches with you because we're very fast. We think, you know, quickly. And so so he was amazing. He's an amazing eye. I'm inspired by the likes. I wasn't able to actually achieve the total vision because the sequel, if we get the sequel, that's going to be a beautiful movie. I'm happy with the way this looks, but we just didn't have time to do it exactly. Well, I love like Ridley Scott, you know, directors of that nature, Tony Scott, his brother. And so I love a lot of long lenses and multi-cameras. So I'm very hands-on and very controlling in the cinematography and the look of the film. So thank you for appreciating it and liking it.
Yeah, I appreciate it. We can see the difference between other movies that I watch. I watch a lot of movies, so we can see the difference there. So
Nice.
amazing.
Thank you.
So, Michael, I just want to thank you so much for your time. A pleasure to meet you and take to Brazil, one of the stories.
You
And
know,
it's gonna be fun.
you know, that would be cool. That would be amazing, actually. We will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Muito obrigada. Tchau, tchau.
Yes. Ciao.
If you like to support or continue to support Jana on Camera, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share the videos.